Boria Majumdar, India Today Group's consulting editor for sports, joins us for more on a look ahead at that game. Boria, Rajasthan, of course, a lot better off than the home side over here. They're third in the standings, but they are playing away. Does that put pressure on them?
Yeah, and home conditions matter quite a bit in the IPL. If you've seen in the past, Chennai Super Kings has been impregnable in Fortress Chennai. Kolkata has done wonderfully well at the Eden Gardens. So Delhi would want to capitalize on that home advantage. Last year, Mumbai did very well at home as well. So Delhi would want to do that. This is like, as Saurav Ganguly was saying on our show yesterday, that this is like a foreign tour and coming back home. So very different conditions. Solid home support will come Delhi's way with Kevin Peterson and the others. But I was listening to your initial comments and you're right. Delhi's bowling has been inconsistent and they've got to get it right in order to win over Rajasthan. To that very close win against Kolkata in that super over, very, very thrilling match, they are on a high. And it's a good side. Shane Watson, Ajinkya Rahane, Sanju Samson, each of them are playing well. The bowling's delivering. Praveen Tambe, 42 years old, delivering. So it will be difficult for Delhi, but they would bank on home advantage.
All right, Boria, stay with us. Dinesh Karthik, who's Delhi's wicketkeeper batsman, spoke to our correspondent ahead of the game, and he said he's confident his side could take the match away from Rajasthan. Listen.
IPL is back to India, and how are you feeling? The atmosphere is. Are you missing some of your, the experience in UAE, and now it's in India?
Definitely. It feels good to be back in Delhi. The crowd is going to come out and support for us, and we're really looking to put up a good performance for the team.
Also, sum up the performance so far. The Daredevils, 5 matches, 2 victories, good victories.
It would have been great had we won the game against Sunrisers. It would have been 3-2. But having said that, I think we won 2 good games. The important thing for us is to get hold of the momentum and keep going forward.
Also the fact that next 2 matches, one is against Rajasthan Royals, then against Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah, they're 2 good teams. Every team in this IPL is very good. So you need to have your A game every game, and that's what we'll be looking to do.
Against Rajasthan Royals, what will be your key?
What will be my team?
What will be your key?
My key? Yep. To do well. All I can say is it's too early for me to talk about those things, but I know we'll come out all guns blazing. CSK, everybody knows, is a very good team. The first time they played a really good game against us. We'll try and put up as good a performance as we can next time.
So Dinesh Karthik, respectful of his opposition, but confident nonetheless of a win in tonight's game. Team Delhi's all-rounder James Neesham spoke to Shimon Ray as well about his team's chances tonight and what exactly they need to do to progress in the tournament.
With me is Daredevils star all-rounder Neesham. And Neesham, first question is, the team performed well in UAE, now in India. It will be your first experience.
Not my first experience in India, but first experience with the IPL. And we've sort of had a couple of days training out at Delhi, and it's been pretty hot and sticky, so hopefully with the night game coming up it'll be a little bit more pleasant.
Against Rajasthan Royals, it's a very good team, it's doing well. What will be your cue?
Yeah, they've obviously got some really good overseas players and a couple of locals, so I think the key for us is just to stick to the basics, and we've sort of got a bit of momentum coming in from the last couple of games in the UAE, so if we can continue that on, then that'll put us in good stead.
The fact that Daredevils has a very balanced side, but somehow the bowling has not been that good. But do you think that the bowling, you have to tighten up a certain aspect of the bowling?
I think the wickets we played on over in the UAE were pretty flat, and we didn't always get the best of the bowling conditions, so I don't think the bowlers are too far off. We had a couple of good games and probably 2 or 3 bad ones, but yeah, we've got a quality group of bowlers and a couple of good locals, so I'm sure if we get our form together we'll be pulling off some good stuff over here.
Shimon Ray also got in touch with a few of the fans who've been walking in for tonight's game. Here's what they had to say about the chances of their home side.
Why do you think Delhi is going to win?
Because it's a very powerful team. There is a most amazing player in this team, KP, Dumini. Oh my God, they are just too good. And I hope KP will score a best today.
How are you going to cheer Delhi? How are you going to cheer?
KP! 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 KP!
Delhi hasn't done that well in UAE. Out of 5 matches, only 1-2. It was a bit unlucky in the 3rd match. Lost by 4 runs.
But now they will win. For sure.
Boria Majumdar, our consulting editor for sports, is still with us. Boria, not a great result for your hometown. And I believe they've now lost 4 of their last 5 games. What happens from here?
Absolutely right, Pierre. There's no question. I mean, yesterday the top order just didn't fire. I mean, after Robin Uthappa, it was all blank. Gautam Gambhir's run out was part comedy. I mean, why was he running? Why was he stopping? Why was he going again when Robin Uthappa did not even respond? And he kept going. And from there, Kolkata just did not recover. Yusuf Pathan, a bit of a cameo lower down the order, but by then the match was lost. I mean, you're chasing 148, and except two people getting 40s, practically the rest of the batting order is bare. That's what the story of Kolkata is so far. They're not playing as a team. Half of the players are not contributing. Couple of players are playing every game. Sunil Narayan in bowling, and a couple of the batsmen. That's not how you play and win. You know, if you see the Chennai side, everybody is contributing. See the scorecard there? You've just showed Suresh Raina, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Brendan McCullum, everybody, Ravindra Jadeja, everybody is contributing in that Chennai side. But Kolkata, only a couple of individuals. And a couple of individuals, they've got to play really big to win an IPL game on their own. That's not what is happening. And from here on, unless Kolkata pulls it back very, very quickly, the tournament is going away from them.
You know, Boria, you talked about Chennai and everyone contributing. They seem to have done well despite the rather difficult prelude they've had to the tournament with all the spot fixing allegations. They seem to have rallied around and managed to get their head in the game.
Correct. I mean, you know, and this has been a story of Chennai so far for all the seasons of the IPL. And one of the reasons, perhaps the singular central reason, is the fact that the core of the team has been kept intact. The Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Suresh Raina, Ravi Ashwin, these players, the core of the Chennai team has been kept intact over the last 4 or 5 years, while several of the other teams have gone through a bit of a flux. Because of the fact that this whole unit has been together over the last 4 or 5 years, they know how to handle pressure situations. They know what's coming, which is why you can see that they can adapt better, they can sort of, you know, innovate better, and obviously Mahendra Singh Dhoni is there to rally his resources round.
All right, Boria, I'm just getting word from our producer that the Mumbai Indians have taken the game against Kings 11 Punjab in the last over. They've won by 5 wickets. Seems like the hometown magic or the home ground magic is going well in favour of the teams this time.
Pierre, it's quite incredible if that's the result, because 1 over left and 25 to get. That's what it was when we started the show. So clearly, Kieron Pollard and Aditya Tare may have swung a miracle, because Mumbai Indians, and I was watching that match, and the owners were looking rather disappointed when the penultimate over was being bowled by Lakshmipati Balaji. That's when Aditya Tare got a couple of sixes. Mumbai Indians 41 to get of the last 2 overs. They've managed to scrape through. Now that's quite a victory. After 5 straight losses, this was loss number 6. If Mumbai had lost this one, they would have been practically out of the tournament, more for reasons that even at home they couldn't turn it around. But now it can be a different story. 5-6 wins on the trot, and who knows. But that's the point we were making. At home, with the crowd behind you, with the cheering behind you, you can pull off miracles. That's what has happened today.
You were talking about Pollard. He in fact was on strike and got the winning runs of a 6 in that game to take the match for the Indians. But you know, we're talking about how this hometown advantage plays out. The Kings 11 right now doing very well at the top of the league. They won't be too bothered about this one loss, considering how well they've done so far, but they will want to get it behind them.
They will not be too bothered for sure. I mean, and they were almost there. I mean, they've actually lost this match, which was there for them to win. 25 runs, Pierre, in the last over. 99 times out of 100 you won that game. There is no question. 25 to defend with a reasonably good bowler to bowl the last over, there is no way you lose. So that's what the point is here. The point is, because the crowd got behind, Kieron Pollard just went berserk. Aditya Tare played a very good penultimate over. Mumbai Indians managed to scrape through, and that is why home advantage is so crucial, because you need the cheering, you need people going
Absolutely.
for you, you need to have that self-belief. You know your owners are waiting in the stands, they're watching you, they're trying to give you every possible inspiration. But as you rightly said, I don't think Kings 11 will bother too much. 5 wins out of 5, they were on the leaders board, and they'll want to go back to Punjab and win a couple more.
Pollard played quite an amazing innings, 28 of 12. Boria, many thanks for getting us your perspectives on the stories on the IPL.